can't take it anymore. My mind's about to go to war. I need someone to save me from myself, to hear me cry when I call out for help. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano. Another day to lose control. There's a fire in my bones. My sight gets blurry, pushing back the tears. Should take a leap of faith and face my fear. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano. What you do to me? Can't you see what I mean? Got drunk off your love, and I lost myself again. You hit just like a drug. This time I won't let you in. You're playing with fire. No, I didn't numb the pain, but this time I won't collide like I did yesterday. You broke my heart once again. I won't buy the dust in return. I can't give it, I can't give it, I won't give in this time. You broke my heart once again. Well, you're bad, but you're bad it for me. I can't give it, I can't give in. I've already run with the wolves, far from the light of the day. I can't go back to you, I'm stronger today. Been to the dark side, I don't know. So if you wanna shoot far away, I won't go back to you. I'm stronger, I'm stronger, I'm stronger today. I'm stronger today. Tú tienes la pócima para enloquecerme, pero voy a draw the line. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. Sé que como un trofeo quieres tenerme, pero I don't need no one. Que yo ya sé que es de ti. I got to stay away, got to stay away. No, 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 baby, no, 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 no setbacks. No, 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 baby, no, 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 this time. You broke my heart once again. I won't buy the dust in return. I can't give it, I can't give it, I won't give in this time. You broke my heart once again. Well, you're bad, but you're bad it for me. I can't give it, I can't give in. I've already run with the wolves, far from the light of the day. I can't go back to you, I'm stronger today. Been to the dark side, I don't know. So if you wanna shoot far away, I won't go back to you. I'm stronger, I'm stronger, I'm stronger today. I'm stronger today. There you were on the other side of the room. Place was filled, but all I could see was you. You're magnetic, captivating, and you know it's true. Sent a smile and you started to make your way through. The crowd, it grew so loud. You and I didn't even care. I never wanna get used to the sound you whispering in my ear. I've loved you since
quit yourself. But hello, we are back. Gonna jump over from the pregame screen. So, got a special guest. We've got Wafts on for the cast today. Sorry I don't have you set up, but kind of a last-minute ad here. So how's it going? How are you feeling? That's what it's about. Wafts here from RIT. Got any insights you want to share into the team as we finish setting up the lobby? Yeah, your own team. Now, you guys do have a game under your belt already. Who was it that you played? I don't actually remember. Oh, this was the forfeit against Colombia. That's right, that's right. Yeah, it took me a second because I was trying to go through the list of games. I got super squeezed coming into today's cast. I got home like 15 minutes ago from work, so didn't get to go through any of my checklist. But we will be set up shortly. This is a first for me too, having to set up the lobby. Now I'm really doing all the jobs, you know. I get to do the cast, I get to do the observing. You know, not solo, so I don't have to be my own analyst, but now I get to be an admin. It sounds like they don't either. If Hunter doesn't have it, then I'd assume that no one's got it. Go ahead and start it here so we can get into it. You know, the one thing I don't have set up yet is a draft screen for the stream, which is unfortunate. Well, yeah. So I just jump into like the in-game, but I want to put that together that, like, you know, if you watch a tournament, you get to see the
you get like the whole like setup.
Yeah, I mean, part of the problem too is I don't have any like B-roll or anything to show if I set up a draft screen.
Yeah.
So I literally just have like half the screen blank and have to figure out some way to fill it. But I think it'd be posh. I did see someone made a post with like a GitHub repository for a very basic one.
5 seconds remaining.
So I'm thinking about trying to set it up, but then I gotta find a ton of B-roll.
Yeah.
Radiant team ban.
But yeah, I've got my fancy split screen like co-cast pregame camera angle as well, and then haven't had the chance to bust it out yet. I would have put you on, but had about 1 minute.
You know, enough time. Yeah, I got you.
I haven't actually set up because I need to grab like the video feed from someone else, so it is a little bit hard because dynamically like things change if people aren't in the lobby.
Yeah.
They want to get like my camera streams because you can't just watch the stream; it's got to be on delay. So it's a little bit difficult.
Team ban.
Then the other thing we've got set up for this season that I think is awesome if I'll be able to get it working, but it's not worked super well yet, is got the instant replay hotkeys queued up.
5 seconds remaining.
But since I have to do the observing at the same time, all I can do is like click the button so it saves the last 30 seconds. Yeah, I mean, it'd be so much like if I was not doing the observing, it'd be super easy. Like save the last minute and then cut it down and then just play it. But now I'm like trying to pick out like, oh, I want to show what happened 30 seconds ago. So when do I hit the button?
Could you like just like save them all and then just like at the end of the game like just play like the highlight reel over?
Yeah, so that's more what I've been using it for, or I've been trying. It's harder because I have to press the button and it saves the last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And then that's it. But there's no time between even the end of the game, like for me to cut the clips to the right length. So it's just you get the full 30 seconds.
No, it definitely sucks being a one man on that.
Yeah, and I can't set up, or I don't have set up like a video feed of 30 seconds in the past, so I can't like look over at another monitor and know when I'm clipping the fight. But it looks cool when it works. There was an epic moment in the Brown Columbia match yesterday. That was there was this 5-man Chrono Cataclysm combo, and the replay like got it perfectly.
Oh, that's nice.
I was excited. Anyway, into the draft. First couple of bans. I think this is the first Meepo ban that I've seen while I've been casting these matches, which is somewhat surprising considering how
10
popular the hero's
seconds
gotten, but
remaining.
my assumption's just been that people don't
The
really play
Miko
it in the
ban like
league.
instantly is kind of
5
like
seconds remaining.
weird there. Because
No,
I
I
don't
mean,
think anyone
it's...
on my team currently plays
Team
Miko.
ban.
We had one Miko
Okay,
scammer,
yeah.
but he's not playing on the team right now, so they would have scouted for him.
Yeah, maybe they just don't have the read.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, Meepo's like 58% win rate or something in the safe lane, and not too far behind it in the mid, like 55 or 56.
Yeah, I really like
In
defended
pro
Viper
games or
mid.
in pro pubs.
Our mid right now literally like only plays Viper.
5
So
seconds
that's like
remaining.
if you ban that, like it's over actually.
Radiant team ban.
Well, it might just be over then already before
It
it even
might
started.
just be over.
It's all over now. We see a Mars ban out. You guys got a Mars spammer as well on RIT?
Like our offlaner just kind of picks the strength heroes, Centaur, Mars, Samian. They're going for the right bans.
Okay, yeah. I was just wondering if that was a targeted one, because it's not a hero that's been tremendously popular.
Yeah, no, I don't know. My
You got-
players right now don't really play that much Dota. I'm
Oh,
gonna keep
no.
it a book with you.
The true Nace way.
Yeah.
Wow, are you actually coming
10
through
seconds
loud in my
remaining.
stream? What is going on? You should not be loud.
5 seconds remaining.
That's so strange. Sorry, having to adjust the audio
Radiant
dynamically.
team pick.
I'm not exactly a pro at this.
Fair.
Hopefully it's fine. Anyway, yeah, USF going for the true flavor of the month heroes. I think DK, Abba, Hoodwink, all pretty popular as you get up in pubs. I think these
Yeah.
heroes are all probably like
5 seconds
I
remaining.
whatever,
think
8 to
Diablo
10%
especially is
plus
gonna be really
pick
good,
rate.
especially against the Shaman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DK first. I've even seen some DK position 1, so it's just a core that can be flexed to all the lanes as well.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Manta Ags DK is looking really strong. Like Mage Slayer too. Like
Yeah.
DK is just like so strong.
Yeah, no, it's super annoying when you're up against DK out of any role, and it's like, oh yeah, this guy just has 4,500 HP at like 28 minutes.
Oh, it's actually so disgusting, especially once you get like the Ags Manta, like you get the flying vision with Black Dragon. It's just
Yep.
like it's actually so bad to play in. You
On
just
the
like
bright
slowly
side,
whittles down your towers too.
yeah, on the bright side in team fights, it doesn't always do the most damage, so you can kind of ignore it, but it's
Yeah.
it's hard. The dragon's big, everyone wants to click on him.
I'm curious what we're thinking for as a 1 here.
Yeah, so Shadow
10
Shaman,
seconds
Timber,
remaining.
Snapfire. Probably gonna try and leverage some early
5
aggression here. Could
seconds
see,
remaining.
you know, early makings of a Luna to come out. Not sure what kind of carries that actually do get picked up, but I'll have a look.
I think USF definitely has a better like flex draft right now though.
Yeah, you can already see the pieces starting to fit together, and the 4th pick really will be kind of that defining pick for USF, as it should kind of lock their heroes into roles, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
And coming with, you know, not overall last pick,
Dire
most likely
team
they're going to end up taking a mid here.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Wind
It's the wind picked up. I've seen this played as carry, actually. Saw it carry last night as well in the Nace game, but saw it carry in a couple of pubs as well. Feels kind of strong again.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
But yeah, probably see some kind of mid come out, and first thought that comes to mind is USF could go for a pick like an Ember Spirit here. Very safe. Natural Mage Slayer buyer. You're not against having 2 Mage Slayers if you want to get one on DK as well. Set up to get some bans out and take a strong mid before the next ban wave comes through, so carry pool a lot more wide open, I think, nowadays than the mid.
Yeah.
They also do have the potential to pick up a hero like Slark if they're worried about that getting banned. You'll have a couple sources of Purge for against the Rasta and against the Wind with the Shackles, because you got the Abaddon shield, but Slark also just naturally likes to jump on these heroes as the Dark Pact to purge off as well. So could be another direction they want to go. Really comes up to, you know, what they don't want to let the bans come through for. And them taking some reserve time makes me think that they don't have that solid idea of we don't want this hero banned. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do come up with.
I feel like they're probably gonna try to aim for a mid here, so they can still flex the DK as one.
I almost like the DK flex
Dire
being
team
open more
ban.
for the mid if they want to go that way.
Or disrupt.
It's going to be carry Abaddon. Fun
Ooh.
times. Yeah,
I
so
like the
my
one DK,
idea
yeah.
now is DK can go to the mid against Wind Ranger and be pretty happy. So they're going to be all about dodging the Timber lane with DK.
10 seconds remaining.
And RIT, I'd be interested to see if they
5 seconds
try and like
remaining.
throw Timber towards the safe lane. I mean, assuming that the picks come out and USF don't pick a clear mid. But if they throw the Timber into the safe lane to try and get the matchup against DK. I think it's significantly better than against Abaddon, because dealing with the Curse of Avernus is pretty annoying. Wow, USF banning out Magnus.
10
I don't really
seconds
see
remaining.
why they're banning out Magnus here. I don't know what's so scary
I think
about
that
that.
it gives
Seconds
them
remaining.
like better team play. Right? I feel like we're just like lacking in like overall
Dire
control.
team ban.
You know, like sure we have the Shaman, but I feel like the Shaman just gets like owned by the Abba or like the Disruptor. So I feel like
That
the
is
Shaman's like a
fair.
non-factor, and the Snapfire ult, it's not really like comboed with anything, right?
Right, but I'm just
So
feeling like
I do feel like Magnus
RIT's
would be better.
I'm feeling like RIT's almost fully committed already to
10
a
seconds remaining.
like split pick off and apply early map pressure kind of
Yeah,
5
I think
draft
a
seconds
where you're
PA would
never
work like
looking to
really well
take
for us
the.
right now. I think if we get a PA, like our draft would be pretty good.
Is PA even pickable?
Well, it's like alright. PA like Ricky maybe. I don't know. My one player like plays like those two heroes.
Yeah, Ricky.
So like
Ricky against these backlines is actually a pretty
yeah, I
interesting
think that
call.
Ricky would be really good against the Disruptor Hoodwink.
Yeah, they could be just absolute
Dire
food for a
team
Ricky.
pick.
With the Slardar band too, especially.
Yeah, along the same lines, pick up a Slardar carry and just feast. So yeah, mid or off lane potential coming out from USF here.
10 seconds
Interested to
remaining.
see which way they go. They could go for something like a Death Prophet. I don't know if it really
5
fits into their
seconds
draft, but
remaining.
kind of fits that style of we're gonna sit around and you guys can't really
Radiant
kill us.
team pick. Templar
Okay, gonna go
Assassin.
for the TA. Send that into the mid.
Honestly, the draft's really good. I feel like they just like snowball around like 20-30 minutes in the game.
Yep. Yeah, I think the one thing RIT is going to have going
10
for him is the
seconds
Hoodwink
remaining.
Disruptor supports, if they do start to fall behind, are going to be pretty weak.
5
Neither of them
seconds
is able to
remaining.
contribute a lot from behind. And they're not able
Yeah.
to stop the other team from running at you, if
I do
that
think
came
we
out
need
the right way.
like a Ricky or like something to just like jump them and get them out of the fight. I feel like that, like along with like making sure that Timbersaw has a good game, is like the only way we stay in it. Otherwise, I
Yeah, I
think it's gonna get
think
rolled.
Wind does fine against TA in the mid, so they're not really too worried about the
Yeah.
matchup there. And then Timbersaw should have an okay time either way. I think you really want him against the DK. Not sure how much RIT is going to play for it, but assuming you can get your carry against Abaddon, I'm thinking about matchups that might work well there. And the Luna does jump out to me again. It's a hero that would be able to outfarm it. Ooh,
Choose your
some
hero.
craziness going on.
What?
Snapfire mid,
Who do we have on this?
right?
team?
And one takes the mid.
I guess.
No, he's the
Wait,
offlane player.
I know he's on the-
The roster's different than last season, isn't it?
Yeah, no, Argent's in the one Wind Ranger. We have the mid Veno, 3 Timber, 4 Snap, 5 Shaman.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see USF's lanes though. Are they gonna have the Abba Hoodwink or Abba Disruptor? Oh yeah, Abba Hoodwink, right? If it's a better lane.
I think it depends on which hero they're expecting to come against them. Against Timbersaw, I'd rather have the Hoodwink.
Yeah.
But if they are going to get the lane swapped and they're assuming the other way, then Disruptor Abaddon can be very strong. Get a point or two into Curse of Avernus and just click on people. But I'd expect it just kind of naturally to be Abaddon Hoodwink, and they could go from there. I'm a little bit worried about the Disruptor. I'm not sure how well Disruptor really fits into this draft. I think it's kind of the one soft point where this lineup isn't really looking to run you down between Dragon Knight, Abaddon. They're both going to look to kind of sit around for the first 20-25 minutes. They're not super tempo-y heroes. And
Yeah, I feel like their lineup like destroys towers. Like the second they get on your tower, Abba, DK, TA, like it's over.
yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
think we have much to like prevent or to stop that.
No, it's going to come down to like Venos sitting around and trying to hold towers as long as possible, probably.
Yeah.
So game 1 going to be getting underway. Oh, come on. Don't do me like that, game.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, the icons didn't come up again. That's so strange. I think the icons came up last night, didn't they?
Which icons?
The up by the teams. Can you see the team like flags up next to the drafts?
No.
So usually you would have your team like square image there,
Yeah.
or the I think it might be the rectangle one actually. But whatever, you'd have your team icon that shows up there, so that you know people know which team is which.
That makes sense.
Anyway, I was complaining about that because week 1, since we didn't have the ticket, nothing came through. So it's a little bit, you know, difficult for me. Just people's names don't come through, people's teams don't come through. So it's just a little bit awkward. But a little bit of posturing going on. Start off this game. Looks like no one's really gonna run into each other, but maybe thinking about going up the hill here. RIT. Gonna get run out a little bit, but yeah, it's just kind of gonna be some menacing walking. Rune's gonna end up going 1-for-1. A little bit of damage traded each way, but yeah, nothing too impactful, right?
Yeah, active armor first on my timber, so let's go.
He went reactive armor first.
Yeah.
Oh no, what is this?
What a Chad.
that is not how you want to start your lane, I don't think, especially going up against
Wait, this TA play is actually insane.
the TA gank. And he's gonna be looking for the double melt now, unfortunately. He's set up too far back. It's awkward. The supports needed to block off the camps.
The TA one, that's cool. I don't think they're gonna run the PK or ABBA one.
Denied.
Yeah, no, Abba 1 coming out. Alright. I'm assuming it's... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm being dumb. Yeah, TA1 and DK in the mid.
Yeah. Oof. I think this ABBA hoodwink thing can be rougher when you do that.
Yeah, wind with the wind run can probably outplay. I think it's not too scary once you get to like level 2. Level 1 with the power shot,
Yeah,
you've seen him take a lot of harass.
Like owned right now.
Yeah. But once he's able to get the wind run up, I think there shouldn't be too much pressure here. I want to take a look at this mid lane because I think Venos should be just having an awful time here against DK. This can't be a fun time.
Oh, it's just gonna lean. I was not ready for the Venom pick. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's going to be an interesting idea, too. I haven't seen too much Venom mid, but from what I know of this hero, if you're able to get lots of levels, you know, your abilities do a lot of damage when people are under-leveled, and basically going to put himself in the position to be over-leveled on the mid Venom here. And I'm mainly interested in when he's going to look to make the rotation on this Venom out of the mid. Is it with the level 6? Is it on that first power rune? Like, when is the rotation going to come through? Just looking at the pull down bottom and maybe check in on the top lane. I think it's the only one we didn't really talk too much about. Chairman Meow has picked up the Timber Chain now and has the wave pushing in, so... Survived the level 1 reactive armor with pretty decent time. 7 CS. Can't complain. And there is a time in this lane, actually, when Timber will be very scary for TA. That first level 6, TA is going to have to leave the lane, because the first Chakram coming out can burn through any sort of refraction charges, so you're definitely not safe playing this lane forever.
Oh, it's gonna get really scary for Timber later.
Do love me a nice quiet game, 3 minutes, no kills, and it feels like a real game of Dota. Glimpse back, Chairman, yeah, maybe in some trouble. I say it's no kills yet. Nice scatter blast gonna come through, and we'll be alright. And down bottom, Ikare.
And he's down, just slid.
Gotta have eyes in the back of your head in both lanes, both side lanes. A lot of pressure at the same time, but gonna be first blood USF's way. 3.5 minutes in. In the mid, going about how I think you'd expect. DK pulling ahead pretty significantly in the CS, 18 for 6 against the 10 for 4. And able to just out-regen with the 2 points in Dragon's Blood as well. Skipping the Dragon Tail because he knows he's not going to be able to walk up and hit into the Venomancer. And I think Tavin's got a pretty formulaic game ahead of him. He's just going to be able to, you know, go into that early Mage Slayer, continue to farm up, abuse that Dragon form, and put pressure on towers. And if Veno's not able to get somewhere, or like rotate, go jungle, do something, I think he will just get out farmed. He doesn't have the easiest way to push out the lane.
Yeah, I think this matchup like actually works on DK's favor because he doesn't really care about the Veno harass. He can just farm.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think the Veno's gonna have to do something significant. I just don't know when that rotation comes. I don't know when that move gets made. I think they're gonna be pretty hard pressed on RIT to make the rotation towards the mid just because it's so hard to kill the DK. But on the other side, USF will... Good.
If we get a rotation from Shadow Shaman, like once Veno gets ult, like I think maybe we can kill DK. And off of that, we can probably try to take this tower. But I still
Yeah,
think
it could be the timing. I'm just thinking about 6-minute runes coming up, and if USF want to bring a support, they'll have, you know, decent kill threat. So DK, 3rd point up into the Dragon's Blood, so Tavin not too interested in going for any early kills and gonna be content to just farm.
It actually feels so bad to be Shadow Shaman in the bot lane. Like, you use any of your spells and just instantly get hit with shield.
Yeah. Well, he's got the shackle off for now, a little bit of a half duration there.
A little bit of damage.
Yeah, he's healing himself too, you know, it's important. So 6-minute runes coming up and gonna be no rotations over to the mid lane. Tavin headed towards the top side and not gonna get rewarded with the rune, instead gonna spawn bot, so Yeet gonna find an illusion rune, put it up in the bottle. Head up to the top side. Tempers are rising. Chairman Meow actually gonna jump forward, but maybe in a little bit too deep. There's a glimpse. Not gonna pull him back far enough, Dub. A little bit worried about his own HP. Yeah, it's pretty knife's edge there. I think if the glimpse is a little bit further back, Dub feels more comfortable getting a hit or two, but it's hard to walk into a scatter blast.
He's dead, right? Oh.
Just looked away, but yeah, he is dead. There's your difference, though, is the short-range scatter blast. Is the glimpse back gonna kill off N1 as well?
Yeah.
Both kills going USF's way, makes it 3-0 game. But yeah, I think that is the difference. See, the scatter blast from long range that time means the Dub doesn't need to be worried at all about the damage coming through. Oh, the glimpse back to Fountain. Oh no! And that's with the rotation from the Veno too. Looking for the kill onto Disruptor, but the quick TP,
yeah.
That is pretty disastrous. XP runes did go 1 for 1 in the meantime. Ikari was looking for it, but had already been picked up by Lyric. And what a shame for RIT. The last minute just brutal.
Nah, it's been rough.
Couple of kills against. Ooh, nice tree cut there from Argent on bottom. Pretty.
You really need to pick up some armor on the Timber.
Oh, he's got reactive armor. It's a good spell.
I mean, you're right. You're right. Sure.
If he doesn't play a lot of Dota, I wonder if he's read the changes to reactive armor, because it's not a spell at the moment. It does so little.
Definitely has. He just got out of a League of Legends game before this.
Oh no.
It's about as
Yeah,
much
he's got
good
the
as he
extra
plays.
point in reactive armor too, so feels like the Timber of old, which unfortunately the Timber of old does not play super well right now. Ooh, down bottom, Acorn shot. It's gonna be bouncing through, deals a lot of damage. End up being 1-for-1 by Hunter. He's got to try and run away. Argent did just pick up the focus fire, and with the javelin in his not quite in his inventory, it's not gonna matter as he's got the damage to run down the kill.
That's what we need, bro. Ranger's gotta get up.
Yeah, and one was able to come through the portal to set up that rotation. And he'll just head his way. I thought about heading back up top. Not gonna do it. Instead, the TP gonna come in from Shadow Shaman. Glimpse. Could have sent Rasta back to the fountain.
Points in reactive armor.
Oh, he did put the third point. Oh no.
Put a third point. What are your thoughts on this?
He just doesn't know.
He just doesn't know.
He just doesn't know. No, he's used to the old reactor. It used to be good. You used to play like this, and it's TA. You want the extra armor so that you don't get melded. Well, yeah. I mean, you got to take a lot of damage to get the bonus armor stacks nowadays, and doesn't give you that same survivability. The Hex gonna come through. Yukari, he's trying to find him, but glimpsed away, so not able to commit the shackle. And now Dob looking for the damage. The shackle immediately canceled. Still not gonna matter. Timber should be able to get his
go
way
in
away.
and deal no damage because we got 3 points in reactive armor. That's beautiful.
In the mid, Tavin's gonna be able to take down the tower as Veno
Are fortified.
took the walk down bottom, was looking for some kind of rotation, but not able to find it. So hard for Veno to head down to an Abaddon lane, because just able to get purged off. And Tavin with the back half of this dragon form, gonna head his way towards top. This time, Chairman Meow, we did see the Timber chain off the mark, and will it get clicked down, or will he, as the split damage coming through, you carry the target of the dragon till the glimpse eventually takes him down, and Tavin thought about going for more, but had to back off there.
I think that's what I was worried about there. If the Venom tries to rotate too early, and the Dragon just takes the tower, and then he's kind of free to do whatever he wants. So I feel like if you need to take the tower first on Venom, so you can have that good pressure.
Argent on bottom, maybe in a little bit of trouble. Acorn shot coming through. Hunter, he's looking for the damage. The wind run is there, and Argent actually turning and look for Lyric. Lyric gonna tank up a tower shot, but he'll be fine. Argent playing a little bit of knife's edge here, as there's another Bushwhack Acorn shot available. The Bushwhack is going to connect through. Hunter with the shield as well, taking the damage, and shield will pop. Still Argent living through it all. Turns with the focus fire. There's no ult to commit, and he goes down.
Nice.
What a play from Argent. Really just dancing around. Took advantage of the borrowed time being used to tank up the tower earlier. A little bit of celebratory fireworks from Argent there in the lane. Now just make sure you don't throw it all back. He's on 200 HP and still hanging around the bot lane where USF did bring the supports. Finally, he'll head back to the fountain.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm afraid Timber level 7s can take the 4th point
Radiant's
active.
middle tower is under attack.
I hope not, but
Dire's top
I don't have high expectations.
Looking that way.
Dire's structures are
Now, fortunately for him, it looks like USF, they don't know. Because I think if Dob knew that this was 3 points reactive, then he would be still sitting up in this top lane and defending the tower, but
Yeah.
gonna let RIT get away with one, and even with no damage on Timber, be able to take the tower. Yeah.
Dire's top tower is falling.
Gonna end up trading off for the one on bottom, but
Radiant's bottom
still a
tower
pretty heavy
is
commit from
falling.
USF. Having to bring 4 heroes bot to trade off the tower.
Yeah,
Oh, the smoke through the gate.
Also, it's gonna heat fire swing. Oh,
They know the smoke came through. There's a ward up on the portal, so N1 did scout that out. See if they can't get away with their lives, though, as Timber gonna be able to find the chain. Chairman Meow trying to run away. Tavin looking for the Dragon Tail, not gonna be able to find it, but the Bushwhack connects out onto N1, and maybe gonna be the kill they look for instead. Dragon Tail's still not coming out. Finally gets in range for it, but now they're underneath the tier 1 tower. Chairman Meow trying to turn to the Static Storm, gonna connect forward onto 2. Now they're gonna turn, look for Venomancer. Veno just can't contribute anything to these fights. Empty urn in his inventory, and he just goes down at the start. Chairman Meow still playing around the tower, but there's no TPs coming. And with the full squad of USF here, he's certainly going to go down as well, and
Is under attack.
looking to turn it into yet another tier 1 tower.
Is under attack.
Yeah, so some XP on their shaman.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, Veno just had the empty urn to start that fight. He didn't actually bring any charges even, so... Feels so bad. He
It's
gets
kinda
clipped
rough
by
with
the
Abba
static storm.
too, though.
Radiant's
You know,
Yeah.
like you cast like your combo on somebody, and then that's like shielded. So even with your in charge, I don't know. I think the fight still went in USF's favor.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm still waiting for
Yeah.
this Veno to pay off. it's pretty sad.
Oh, it's looking pretty good. I think he really ruined his own game by like moving like top and bottom so much. Like I think he just needed to stay planted mid and make sure he didn't take the tower. Or they like got rid of like a lot of their map presence.
Yeah. Well, USF definitely online. Mage Slayer completed for DK, and Davin gonna go straight in towards the Manta style. Not even feeling the need to go for Blink here early on, as most likely just want to ball up around the towers and force RIT to fight into them. And Dob as well, I haven't really been talking about him, but he's been farming pretty well. Top net worth through the game. Dragonlance and nearly to a Desolator as well, over halfway. And already starting to wonder when go time's gonna be for USF. Working on the Echo Saber for Hunter CJR as well, and feels like they might want to wait for yet another item off the back. So TA, you know, after the Desolator, maybe goes for a BKB, maybe goes for a Blink, but that +1 timing feels about right for them to just knock down the towers, take Roche, and go from there.
We did manage to get the 4th point reactive armor before the 2nd point in Timber Chain, so that's good.
Well, you know, I've clicked on him, he's level 8 now, so he's got 2 points Timber Chain, so it's becoming more okay.
Oh, we're good, we're good. We can recover this.
Yeah, he's going for the Halberd straight away, and I don't know, I am worried. He's trying to find some item that lets him tank up, that lets him play in this top lane and kind of be a menace, but...
Yeah, honestly, I think we're gonna have damage issues. I mean, our win range really like is fine, right? I think we get like 1 person guaranteed, but I don't know. I feel like the DK with the Mage Slayer is gonna be really tanky, especially with the Abba.
Yeah, I want to see Timber get a Shivas. Pretty strong item this game and this patch in general, but gives him the armor against TA and kind of does let him be that menace. I understand the idea of the Halberd because you are going to have TA problems and it's an item that does feel good to get eventually, but getting it
Yeah,
first,
we
I'm not sure that the
should-
Sange really enables you to play the same way a Veil might. Ward's going to be dropped on the bot and they'll be happy to find 1 kill. Power shot snipes through.
Dire's middle
Show up
tower
dead, I think
is
we
under
want to
attack.
Yeah, here's the setup. Argent did find the Shackle onto Lyric, but then be forced to back away as the rest of USF did make the rotation over to defend this mid tower. Abaddon, though, a little bit caught out in the middle of the river. Gonna run forward, but it's an early borrowed time. See if they can't set up for anything off the back of this. Argent has the focus fire channeled up, but doesn't want to go down to the low ground. A nice 2-man Shackle. They are going to catch out Hunter, but Chairman Meow in some trouble. You carry as well. Running forward, looking for the Shackle, will put themselves in harm's way. Dragon Tail comes through, will take him down immediately, but now Dob maybe a little bit too far forward. The Static Storm going to stop any damage from coming through, and now going to look to chase forward. USF still looking to mop up and clean up these fights. The Glimpse going to pull back N1 and make it a 4th kill. It's going to be Yeet, the only one to survive for RIT, is eventually just ran out of rope. It looked like RIT in pretty good position to start that fight, but didn't have it in the tank.
I mean, that's what I was saying about the damage issue. Like, I think we get 1 like guaranteed each fight, but I don't know. I think team fights are gonna be hard.
Yeah, I mean,
That was
it's
like without disruptor at first too, you know. Like we got what, Abba?
yeah, it was a really it's always a long kill to take onto Abba. Got him caught out in the river, got the borrowed time, and to RIT's credit, they were pretty disciplined about the positioning, staying up on the high ground and just letting the borrowed time whittle out, knowing that he'll stay out of position because he's caught, you know, mid-river. Able to eventually take the damage up from the high ground. But eventually just not enough there, and USF knows it. They're gonna head in towards the Roche pit. The counter smoke is coming through from RIT as they head up here, looking for Tavin. Still with the team in the pit, they're gonna be able to make the rotation over, and from the low ground, gonna try and take this fight. Tavin taking some wards, the snakes drop, but oh, look at the 2-shot coming out from Dob. Takes Rasa down immediately. Still, Dragon Knight gonna go down, and Hunter CJR looks like he might be caught out as well. The borrow time, trying to buy time. The bushwhack from the side. Are they gonna have the damage? Dob needs to hit. Nice static storm dropped out onto 3. Dob, now that's gonna let him hit. That's gonna let him push forward. Takes down 2, looking for the 3rd. Chairman Meow in some trouble. Needs the timber chain. Not gonna find it. He'll go down as well. 3 kills their way, is looking to find Argent too, and Giga Chad, it's only a matter of time before he's able to lock him down. The glimpse coming up as well, even if he is able to run away, but the bushwhack holds him in place, and this is going to end up being everyone dead eventually, as Dobbs got the damage. And back to Roshan they go.
Really need to start the fight off by killing the Discovery. It's just a menace in the fight.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but this game feeling mighty rough already.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Like 20-30 minutes, like, I don't know. Their team is super strong. Especially if they're ahead too. It's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just gonna get rougher from here, because DK about to finish off the Manta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a pretty hard team to really contest into. Even if you're able to find a hero like Abaddon, like, they're all pretty squishy, and with TA having, or excuse me, they're all pretty tanky. With TA having Aegis, it's not like there's a hero that you can really pick off to start the fight. You gotta look for Disruptor and try and just engage off the back, but there'll be so much damage coming your way while you do it. Just gonna have to play the avoidance game for now, but
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
you can just see how scared RIT are playing, kind of condensed in the jungle. Wynn's the only one able to show in lane, but with the tier 2 going down, might be forced off before she even gets pressure on that tier 1 bot. And the immediate 20-minute torment are going to be taken. Double meld comes through. Get one of the worst shards in the game on Disruptor.
Nice. Get a little ground-targeted Thunder Strike.
Yeah, I mean, it does let it be ground targeted now. It did used to be worse. Now, I will admit. When it would buff your allies, but still could only be targeted on enemies. So they have to be in melee range of the guys.
That was so bad. That was actually awful.
And it didn't do any extra damage or anything. It was just like, oh yeah, you have a little bit of extra attack speed if you get Thunderstruck from your
I really
allies.
like the time where you just cast on yourself and you just like run around with it. I thought that one was really good. I'll play like offlane Disruptor and do like Octarine Core Arcane Blink and just like blink on people with it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they never made that one the shard. Like,
yeah,
it was always had to be targeted on enemies. Didn't make any sense.
No, that's so weird.
So alright, what's the way back? Argent, Maelstrom headed towards the BKB.
Get out of there.
Carrie's looking for the shackle, looking for the snakes. It's gonna be way fine here. Has the Aphotic Shield behind, even if he was in some danger, and yeah, USF gonna be hunting, gonna be looking for more. Argent running away. But the tier 2 tower not able to run away on its own, so
Dragon Form coming up
just melts. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this pretty insane tower pressure. Yeah, we talked about the insane tower pressure coming with the Abaddon, with the DK, TA. They're all heroes that love to hit.
He doesn't even have his Manta yet on Abaddon. It's when he gets that, like, I don't know, it's gonna be rough.
I'm actually kind of surprised he's going for the Manta first this game. Just because, I mean, honestly, since they're balling down the lane, I expected just the Harpoon Rush. That one more layer of catch.
I feel like the Manta is good though, because like you just get the attack speed on the tower is like
Argent
with the TA.
Giga Chad from the smoke just cast the Thunder Strike, and it has so much range that you're able to cast it from not popping the smoke. Argent knew he was dead before he could even see a hero.
Not looking good.
No, it is not. Glimpse pulling people out of base, and this is what Disruptor thrives on. Just drag people out, drag people away.
This time instead of Witch Doctor. It'll be a learning experience.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You can see Witch Doctor mid next game.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
See what they decide to do, USF. They want to go high ground here. Still have another 45 seconds on the Aegis.
Yeah.
Looks like they'll back
I mean,
off.
their
And
time is just farming.
yep. Yeah, it's the more disciplined play for sure, but they're up 20k here, 23 minutes, so...
Oh, for sure, they could go high ground, don't get me wrong, but the safe bet would be to farm. Like, they get Abamanta, wait for DK Dragon form again, like, that's it. 3 tier 3s.
Yep, they might just wait out the next Roche. I mean, they spawn somewhere 3 to 6 minutes, and...
Oh, it's not looking good for win range here. MKB on the TA.
Yeah, and still working far away from the BKB. USF supports looking for the kill, but don't want to overcommit, don't want to do too much. Still gonna be looking for the glimpse, and they will find it, and it's gonna be onto your Venomancer, so... 3 hits for Dob, grabs the kill. What can you do about it?
But, you know,
Looking for DK on the back, but look how tanky. Even burning his strength away, it's not gonna matter. The Dragon Tail comes through. The stuns are up. The control is there. Dob's just, you know, off killing on his own, but in the meantime, the gang squad will be taking down Timber. Yeah, Dob's in to just secure that kill. Little KS. Kill secured. Blink Dagger available. Gonna look for Argent. MKB wants to get the hits in, just short on the damage. Needed 4 hits there, not 3.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The tier 3. Well, say goodbye to that one, because it's not long for this world. Neither are the racks.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Has fallen.
Don't know if there's much that'll stop this USF push. They could just take it all the way through. The ward's gonna come out, but I think you can just kill off that Rasta, as he will just be clicked down. Hunter in, but has the borrowed time still to work with, so eventually does get popped. Argent with the focus fire, looking for Tavin, but Tavin's so tanky. Looks like USF with that Rasta buyback just gonna be able to make the escape, and Hunter now forced to turn around, slowed up, so gonna need to try and make a play. Static Storm on the back, just to zone, but it's not actually gonna connect too much onto anybody. Dob on the backside, no Aegis to work with, but just the supports targeting him, along with the Venomancer, so gonna be able to walk it off. And Timber trying to be in front, trying to cause that chaos, but no damage to speak of, so eventually RIT just gonna run out of gas. Very sloppy engagement, but with a near 30k net worth lead, USF not going to be punished for it at all. They do take down 4, and GG's come through.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire victory.
So not the best to see from RIT fans coming out of game 1, don't you think?
It was definitely an experience.
Now, I have seen RIT play considerably better games, so I think if they are able to make it work with, you know, maybe a more traditional hero, not the Venomancer in the mid, might be able to, you know, make something happen. But yeah, I think kind of name of the game is probably just picking heroes that you're comfortable on. I'm not sure. I think we saw a little bit of signs of rust in that game. Timber saw reactive armor builds, just kind of one example of that, and spread throughout the game. So areas to improve, but also, you know, just go back to your roots, pick heroes that you're happy to play, comfortable on, and go from there. Sorry, I forgot I was responsible for making the lobby here. So I will throw it over to a quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with game number 2. So everyone stick around, and we'll see you in just a few.
You're right, I'm nothing like you, and you're nothing like me.
It's almost like falling in love for the first time, all over again. Hold on tight to the feeling, but it's a roller coaster in my head. So I'm holding myself on a precipice, and I've been dreaming off the ground. So I'm looking for something that's definite. I'm praying you don't let me down. It's gotta be all. It's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. Oh, it's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. It's gotta be all or nothing. It's gotta be all or nothing. Oh, or nothing at all. Hold these doubts like the playing cards close to my chest. Turn them round for the river and hope it's something that I won't regret. So I'm holding myself on a precipice, and I've been dreaming off the ground. So I'm looking for something that's definite. I'm praying you don't let me down. It's gotta be all. It's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. Oh, it's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. Oh, oh, it's gotta be all or nothing. Oh, it's gotta be all or nothing. All or nothing. It's gotta be all or nothing. It's gotta be all or nothing. Oh, or nothing at all. Should've known better than to trust in love. It's like this whole world keeps on messing it up. Yeah. I thought that I could do better if I just believed. Yeah. I'm thinking back to when you were in the sweater that you got from me. Oh, now it's so complicated. Why is this suffocating me? I felt elevated when you used to lay with me. Should've known better than to trust in love. It's like this whole world keeps on messing it up. Yeah. I thought that I could do better if I just believed. Yeah.
Alright, straight back into the game. Lobbies are set up. Nothing's broken, I promise. Definitely found a server
10
without having to
seconds
wait like a
remaining.
minute. It actually kind of
5
worried me.
seconds
I've never had
remaining.
that happen with a lobby, but it took forever to
Dude.
find a game server.
I always get scared when that happens because like a lot of times like it'll just like go for like a while and then you're like, oh no, did like did like it break? Like, do we have to reset?
Yeah, I mean, the only times I've had it happen is when the
Dire
coordinator
team
is
ban.
like officially down, but you get it like just before it sends the
Dire
message
team
that the
pick.
coordinator died. And then it like breaks your game entirely.
Radiant team pick.
Like when it gets stuck on confirming match in pubs, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Spooky.
You're going for the ABBA pick this time. Let's go.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Awesome. So I have just tested as well. So I've got DotaBod set up for these. So you can use its commands to see whatever it lets you see. And it works on the ticketed games. I don't think it works on the unticketed ones, but the ticketed ones, it's happy. I don't put that anywhere, so people don't know it exists. But you can use it.
Dire team ban.
Lion.
I wonder if it would be worth setting up that overlay. What's the, you can put the player medals underneath people when you're broadcast, or when you're, like, spectating.
That is pretty sick.
I kind of debate back and forth whether to,
10
like, generally I
seconds
look up
remaining.
the teams beforehand, so I know who's who.
5 seconds
But I kind of, like,
remaining.
debate with myself back and forth whether to, like, have that be a theme in the broadcast, because I don't want to have people think that be predisposed to call some people's plays good and some people's plays bad, because sometimes
Yeah,
it's
based off of ranks.
sometimes the best players make some pretty bonehead plays,
Yeah.
and vice versa. You see like the epic 5-man black hole out of like, I don't know, Archon player or something, and people just discount it like, oh well, everyone else like fucked up, and like, nah, come on, credit
Oh,
where
come on,
credit's
like, yo,
due.
he hit the 5-man black hole. Like, let's go.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So anyway, yeah, RIT, the Abaddon for themselves this game.
Radiant team
Yeah.
ban.
They felt
Okay,
the
a lot
power.
more for sure. The TA ban and then both the supports. They don't want to repeat the last game.
Yeah, it's just the full lineup target ban.
The full lineup, yeah, they even banned their own DK.
No, they banned the DK because they didn't have first pick this game.
Yeah.
So USF is just
10
full
seconds.
DK really, like,
load
first pick like
first
that?
pick first ban.
5 seconds remaining.
Which is understandable. I mean, there's a lot of times when there is that first pick first ban hero.
Yeah.
Meepo's one of them as well, by the way, and that's probably a reason that they're banning it first, is you can realistically first pick Meepo, and it seems like they don't play it, so they're gonna ban it out. Going for the Brewmaster now. What's the current sentiment on Brew? Do you know? People like this hero?
10
I'm not
seconds
sure.
remaining.
I haven't seen much Brew actually.
I feel like it's always good, but I'm not an off-lane player, so I don't know when it's bad. But like playing against it always feels oppressive. So
Yeah, I really always hate playing against Brewmaster.
yeah, in the hands of a good player, it's pretty strong. Seems like Brew is very neutral in people's minds right now.
Spearbreaker Grim. It's interesting.
Yeah, it feels a little bit discoordinated here. Abaddon, Spiritbreaker both don't pair super well with the Grim, and you're not picking it into a strong carry at the
10
moment.
seconds remaining.
Because there's a couple of
5
reasons that you want to do the Grim.
remaining.
And Inkswell Spiritbreaker is a combo I was just thinking more for the Abaddon's sake, unless they want this to be the position 1 Abaddon. It doesn't, like, 3 Abba with Grim, to me, is just a little bit anti-synergy, because you already have the Aphotic Shield, so you don't necessarily need the Inkswell Purge as well. Kind of just
I thought
stacking
Inkswell
too
Purge was
much of
only
a good
with
thing.
Shard.
Yeah, but I mean, you get the Shard at 15 minutes on Grim.
Yeah.
It's a really strong idea. It's just like at some point you can have too much of the same thing, in my eyes. But you can also pick Grim to counter some of these like true hard carries. Go the Dark Portrait route, and that's very strong, and it's been very strong for a while now. But it's also quite possible to get to play against carries that you just can't take advantage. Faceless Void being one of them, for example. USF going Lion Warlock.
I'm not too worried about that. Like with the Ava, plus you have Grim that you can just like stop the upheaval.
I mean, you've got Fatal Bonds and most likely Brewmaster Radiance coming out, so
5
Yeah, there's only like 2
seconds
purges
remaining.
for that though, Grim Shard and Ava.
yeah.
So it's not gonna do like as much damage as it would against like another draft.
Fatal Bonds is an epic spell. I'm
It really
full
is,
on
though,
board
now
with the
you're
Fatal Bonds.
Nah, it's definitely one of the best spells.
I'm a big fan of Warlock, like, to be honest. Play a lot of Warlock when I'm not playing my role. Warlock was actually the first hero I think I ever played in Dota.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when I
Like, it was,
started, you
it
got
was
the
right.
you played in the limited heroes mode.
Yeah.
So it would give you like it gave you all the 1-star complexity heroes nowadays. And so Warlock's on that list.
Like the Ricky pick this time.
Yeah, USF setting up for a pretty strong and pretty traditional draft as well. Brewmaster with the Luna behind, so Luna gonna have a nice time finding farm. Not exactly the same lane as it used to be maybe a year ago, the Warlock Luna. Used to be that you'd have Warlock sit behind and be a heal bot and
Radiant team ban.
make sure Luna got out of lane and into the jungle okay.
Dire team ban.
Nowadays it's more about the aggression, so the early Fatal Bonds at the point in upheaval, and Luna's gonna try and click you down. Hard to do against Abaddon though, so we'll see how this lane goes, because there is Purge for, at least for the Fatal Bonds. Can't really Purge off the slow, like slightly in the edge of it, but
10 seconds remaining.
not exactly how you would want to play that lane, but it shouldn't be
5
such a problem.
seconds remaining.
On the other side, RIT, looks like they took it to heart to go back to their roots. You said Ricky was one of the, flavors of carry that really fit with this squad, and a couple of juicy supports to jump on.
Yeah, I think the Grim Ricky combo is also really good.
Yeah,
I really like that lane.
I will say it's gonna be a little bit of a hard time in lane against the Brew, because Ricky needs to be somewhat around the wave, otherwise you're using both your blink strikes for every CS, so he will get clapped, and you're a high regen hero, but you only show up to lane with like 580 or 640 HP, something like that. So level 2 clap and Earth Spike, think like level 2, 3 on these heroes starts to be a lot of damage coming out.
I think
So Grim's gonna have to do a lot of work in the lane.
They should be able to kill like Lion.
Yeah,
Like,
for
if Lion
sure.
ever like oversteps, like I think the Inkswell plus Ghost kind of murders the Lion. So if you just had like really good jumping on you with Inkswell.
Yeah, no, it certainly is a double-edged matchup.
Dire team pick.
So going into the last pick, both teams going to be looking for a mid, so we'll see a whole stack of them banned out, and both teams really low reserve time, by the way. 4 and 3 seconds. Gonna use it all.
Radiant team pick.
Skywrath Mage.
RIT going for the Skywrath. There's your Grimstroke combo. Be interesting to see if they can pull this one off. They're not the tankiest across the board. Ricky, Skywrath both can get nuked down
10
pretty good,
seconds
so
remaining.
see if USF have the answer. Not too sure what they could pick up out of the mid.
Admiral Tonga.
Yeah, that is exactly the hero you want to pick up in the mid in this situation, actually.
Which are we doing, the Conquer or the Sky?
Konka's going to be a big problem, I think, for RIT.
Yeah, I think for sure. I think our Sky is gonna be a big problem, like for us.
Maybe the case, yeah. It's hard to pick the Skywrath not knowing the mid matchup because there are a lot of punishes that can come through. And Kunkka not only going to be able to punish Skywrath in lane, but Ricky being solo HP, you get clipped by like a random Torrent Storm tidal wave kind of thing, and all of a sudden you're just half dead.
No, mid. They're playing the Skywrath against Kunkka mid is like actually awful. Like,
Oh, yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Like 4 or 5, like Kunkka, like you just half your health instantly.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one. Luckily, you know, Skywrath gonna be able to always have a full bottle, and with an aggressive hero like Spirit Breaker, we could just see, you know, be over ambitious, dive the tower a lot, you know, a couple of deaths up in the off lane, but then TP and refill the bottle, make sure that Sky's able to continue to contest the wave till you get level 6 and can contest for those runes. Probably the way you have to play this game. But I think it's also a pretty high level way to think about the game, especially as a support player or as a, you know, off lane, that you need to be super aggressive, not for your own lane, like not to win your own lane, but so that your mid doesn't just lose on the spot.
I've been here the whole time. Prepare for battle.
And I would say the same thing would go for Yukari on this Grimstroke, but I'm not sure that you can actually leave Ricky alone at any point against Brew Lion, because he can just get run down, so it's kind of scary, kind of a hard time.
Isn't that a pretty thing?
So what are your thoughts draft-wise? Who would you give the edge to?
I was liking our draft up until the Skywrath Kunkka. So I don't know. I think I might give it to USF because of that. I think the game like really relies on spell. I think if Skywrath can snowball, it might work out, but I think the Brew's gonna be a problem. Same with the Kunkka.
Yeah, I think I'm on board with you. USF again feels like their lineup is pretty well balanced. Luna doesn't mind going a little bit later, but also can pair up with the Kunkka in that, you know, 15 to 18 minute mark. If you start to find an edge, you can exploit it. Otherwise, you can just fall back to some kind of Radiance Brew and play for the late game, and feels like they have a pretty good matchup throughout. Again, a lot of posturing runes go 1 for 2, and eventually looks like it's going to be 2 for 2. Yukari gonna just pick up a little piece of candy. The walk to the top lane is on from these USF heroes. They're gonna be a little bit late to the lane, I believe, right? Behind the wave, and maybe not substantially. I do know that personally when I play games, I'm horrendous at getting from rune to lane efficiently. You'd think that since you do it every game, you'd know the timings by heart, but
Yeah, no.
it doesn't happen.
Damn. Not gonna be fun for this guy, right?
Yeah, he didn't bring out any items to the lane, so we'll have the early bottle, but you can already see how zoned he's getting off the lane. Ooh, the Tidebringer missed the range creep. What was that? How did that miss?
Actually, I don't know. Sweet.
That's insane. The 650 cleave range, but it wasn't enough from the melee creep to the range. That is so awkward. I don't know, mid player ego, he's gonna be tilted after that range creep.
Dude, I'd be so mad, honestly.
There's not a lot that gets me to like seethe in games, but that kind of like miss a creep like that that's totally free just makes me sad. Just like silent rage.
Yeah, no.
But
Like, sitting there like, damn.
yeah, hard to complain too much. He's 10 and 4 on the first couple of waves, and just completely owning.
Pretty rough this guy is.
Might think about going for both water runes here that Yeet gonna drag over, so this is actually gonna end up being kind of awkward. If he gets a double wave, Kunkka's gonna be able to push in underneath his tower and have some problems, but up top, Lyric, channeling up the upheaval, but he knows he's dead.
There we go. What's present?
Argent falling low.
Andrea.
Yeah, there's not going to be a run down there. So first blood RIT's way.
It feels weird to send the line into that Abba lane. I think you should keep him with the Brewmaster. I think it's a lot better.
I think the idea is just that the Abaddon lane can purge off the Fatal Bonds on demand.
Yeah.
Which I understand that, it's pretty annoying. Also, having a stun against the Spirit Breaker charge is pretty significant.
True.
So I think it's...
Luna, though.
Yeah, but mode Defend the Luna is a pretty good idea to go for generally, and... Brewmaster with the Fatal Bonds, like once he hits level 3, I think we'll see it abused a lot, is he can just smash the wave and summon all of the Warlock Golems. This time, going to be able to channel the upheaval fully onto Argent, and they're not going to have the damage with the Spirit Breaker charge coming through. It's really slow, but not really going to matter, N1. Yeah, not going to be able to run to catch up. Derek actually eats the Soulbind, or the Inkswell, whatever the hell it's called. Neither of those spells were right. A lot of damage coming through. Hunter, is there going to be another blink coming up?
No.
Oh, it's
Oh, nice. And the rotation for the Skyra? What is my Sky doing? Yo, why are we here?
I gotta say, I didn't have an eye on the map. I wasn't ready for that rotation level 4.
That was definitely a jump scare.
It's no boot Skyrad. He's level 4.
He's just up there.
Yeah, he just walked up from mid.
There,
Yeah. It's gonna end up costing him. I mean, he's a little over half a level behind at the moment, and it's not gonna get better. So gonna be rather a costly rotation. And I haven't really been looking at this lane down bottom. Want to stick around here in case Spirit Breaker does make the rotation. Nice silence against the X there. It's a pretty big deal. But anyway, down bottom, Luna top CS and having a wonderful time against the Abaddon.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, his courier died with so much stuff on it. Holy.
That's good. It's a Wraithen, like almost treads.
Tavin wants to maybe find the kill, but another kind of awkward rotation.
Yeah, it's awkward.
From the mid, just... He knows he doesn't have the damage. No level 6, no boat. Yeah, this is a weird start to the game, I will say. Lion just kind of sucking in the middle of nowhere, gonna get bashed up, taken down.
Yeah.
Just kind of hanging out in the middle of nowhere with the creeps, so... Oh, another Skywrath rotation? Is it happening? No. He was thinking about it. He got halfway up to the top side. But you carry, slowed up, not going to be the target anymore as Argent able to pull their focus away. Argent's managed to go up in levels here, so playing a lot less scared than he might have to otherwise in this top lane. And it's 2 points upheaval for Warlock instead of the Fatal Bond, so maybe missing out on a little bit extra damage. The charge gonna come through. Nice TP from N1 here. And the 50-50 for Rune goes Yeet's favor, and that's important. That is very important, as he's about 20 CS behind. But maybe gonna be able to use this one with his level 6 to make that first rotation. Oh, he's one creep off 6 and he pops the haste rune. Oh no. He's so little XP off the 6. Oh, he gets it off that last creep? They're gonna find the kill onto Luna. Most likely. It's actually no mana for the ult there, but... They will find the kill. Gonna end up trading off with the TP perhaps? Maybe not. Tavin. Horseback by the Spirit Breaker, looking for the kill, looking for the cleave, but not gonna find it still. Actually off the mark there, off the wagon. Tavin now in the middle of 3, has to be a little bit careful. The Ravage comes through from Lion.
Ghost guy, again.
Tavin just knows he doesn't have the damage, I guess. It's a couple times I thought he might turn around and go for the Tidebringer hit, but...
Honestly, this is really good. Like, the Kunka's kind of just like... fucking around. It's not really doing anything.
Yeah, he was down here for a long time and didn't accomplish much. Didn't actually end up trading out the kill, so Skywrath makes the rotation, gets the kill onto Luna, and TP forced out of Kunkka, no return kill.
I just watched him high ground miss 3 times. So
yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna mention it because you don't need to add insult to injury there. Oh, down bottom, Abaddon in some trouble. Dob gonna be able to click him down. Now going toe to toe with N1. N1 trying to finish off Lion with the bashes, but it's not gonna come through. Instead, he's out of mana and he's gonna be out of life shortly. Earth Spike to hold him out of the tower range, and he does go down. Now up top, rotation from Yi comes through. They're looking for the Warlock first. Click's coming through, and Argent with the Blink Strike needs another little bit of damage. They will have it off the Skywrath bolt.
Oh, the TP is like okay.
That's another TP force from Kunkka, and not gonna find anything.
Not gonna find anything. It's really good.
Torrent comes through, but gonna be too short. That's 2 in a row that Kunkka, you know, ends up TPing for and doesn't hit. Maybe gonna look for some tower pressure, but it might just walk back to the mid lane, and pretty unfortunate for him. It's up top, Argent with the level 6. The supports have come up here for USF, so they want to look for this top tower. Argent, though, thinking about sticking around and defending.
I think we gotta get out on this. You just go bottom here.
Yeah, see what they decide to do. The Fatal Bonds came through on the wave. The tower down bottom gonna be under siege. Luna as well, actually. Gonna be scouted out by Argent.
Oh.
Finder farming the small camp with the Cloud. Probably gonna have her 2 Blink Strikes available. Might want to use one of those to slow her down, and it's gonna come through. Chairman Meow ends up securing that kill, we can call it. Oh, the tower deny! Grimstroke has 50 damage!
Nice. Let's go.
Just jumped up. I thought he was going to be up there to get killed when I saw his icon in the minimap. No, he sneaks the deny away right in front of their faces.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
How crazy is that?
Bruce looking like he wants to fight bottom.
The charge coming through. Warlock gonna be charged up, and this is still a level 5 through 10 minutes in. Where's his levels gone? It's level 7 on the Ricky.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Roshan coming through the portal. Now the primal split. Just gonna be available. It's super late though. I don't really know where his levels went.
I don't think they can take this tower.
No, I mean with the primal split available, it's not a fight you really want to take. On the other hand, Abaddon should be able to play here pretty much indefinitely as long as he's got the ult as well. And look at the silence come through. There's a lot of damage.
Wait,
They're gonna force out the split, and most likely gonna get the kill on N1. Use that Void Panda to keep him in the upheaval. But Chairman Meow should be able to walk away from this one. Split duration actually gonna run out, so maybe you need to be a little bit careful with the main hero. It's not got a ton of HP to work with. TP gonna come through from Grimstroke, see if it comes in time to find the connection on the slow. But Chairman Meow, he's still hunting. He's gonna go dive in the tower, has the Aphotic Shield pop damage to work with as well, and looks like he'll have this kill. Yeah, the pop damage does do it on the backside. The boat connects through, takes down Yakare. The rest of the team coming in behind Abaddon does still have the borrowed time, ends up popping it early. That was manual. The Warlock Golem gonna be committed for this one. Yi trying to do the damage he can. Lots of kills just underneath this tier 1 tower on the Radiant side, and we're gonna go for round number 2, I think, as Argent in a lot of trouble getting punched down by the Golem, trying to get off to the side. They'll trade out supports underneath the tower, and Argent. Is there a Sentry Ward to play around? He's burning down to the Immolent damage. Over to the side, Yeet was found by Tavin. So what is that, a 4 for 3? Something like that? 4 for 3?
Definitely USF's favor.
There's a lot of time and energy spent in this bot lane, and some big spells used too, so maybe ends up more even than anything else. Is the Warlock Golem going to be down? The Primal Split going to be down? Should be able to come and defend this tower as well as the Warlock Golem will time out. Borrowed time still on cooldown for 9 seconds, so needs to survive a little bit longer. The Rainbow TP's coming through from the rest of his team, and Chairman Meow might have given his team the opportunity they need. Pops the borrowed time as soon as it comes up.
No.
Tapping up on the high ground, gonna be able to walk away from this one. Actually thinking about coming back in. Over onto the side, they were looking for Lion, Giga Chad. This time gonna be silenced up, and need to find the clicks in time. The Centaur gonna find the stop. It's gonna let the finger come through. That's 1 kill Tavin's way. Now looking for more. Oh, what a neutral creep stun that was. And Hunter gets the click through, just the supports here. And Seiya's Yeet in the upheaval was still kicking, but does eventually go down. 3 for 1, gonna make it a 4 for 1 as Hikari run down over to the side. Argent was
awkward fights.
Looking to come in, but not able to make it there in time to clean up. Yeah, that one was very, very awkward.
Really overextended on the Lion and popped the borrowed time way too early. I think I got popped the Urn. But...
Yeah, I think he was taking Urn damage below the threshold and just came off cooldown.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a very weird timed fight. The ult's like slightly off time, so Abaddon's not playing to his full power, but there's no spells for Radiant either. Eventually just gets a little bit too weird for RIT, but they're going to try for it again. Round 3 in the bot lane. The Inkswell coming through, but again, they're fighting into upheaval with no good way to cancel the channel. Soulbind going to come through, but it's just onto one of the Primal Split pieces. A nice lift-up timing as well there. Abaddon during the borrowed time, Yukari getting run down by the split pieces on the backside, but the more important kill maybe up front. It's Chairman Meow trying to get away back to his tower, but the Warlock almost back up. Hunter falling low, but escapes off to the side, or Willie as the charge comes through, and will at least find that kill. And underneath the tower, it's very low Kunkka. Hello? Argent gonna come in with the Diffusal Blade, finds that kill. Bit of an overextension. 1,000, yeah. Oof. Golem gonna go down as well, so a little plus 100. And Spirit Breaker, Midas recipe purchase, just needs that Gloves of Haste. And it's a good thing he's got the Midas too, because take a look at Skyrath's net worth. And
yeah, Skyrath's slowly becoming the 4.
We're not playing a game of only mid Dota, but it feels like we've been playing a game of only bot Dota. As the last 5-6 minutes have been just back-to-back fights down bottom while Luna finds farm. More than halfway up to that mantle already, just needs 1,000 gold for the recipe. Dob gonna be absolutely thrilled with the state of this game. Eventually the bot tower does fall in favor of RIT. And Argent with that Diffusal Blade halfway to Ags as well, and that's really his timing to go. But up top, N1 looks like he might get run down. Bulldoze not gonna save you, as Dob just able to click him down at the end of the day. So 14 to 14, 16 minutes in. This is maybe a little bit more fast-paced of a game of Dota 2.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Argent, is he thinking about going for this kill under the tower? What do you think? Oh, the Warlock might be a little bit juicier.
He's going for the Warlock for sure.
Did spot him.
I mean, they see him, yeah.
Yeah, he was underneath the ward, so somewhat awkward. Instead, think about connecting to his team. Taven just kind of out in the river. Pops the Invis rune, and oh, there's no detection. They saw him during the fade time. The dust, it's not actually on him. Now the rest of the USF squad gonna be rolling. That stun over onto the side, Yukari was hunting, but hunting maybe a little bit the wrong direction. Still, just gonna be one kill the USF way, and I feel like that could have gone way, way worse for RIT. Not finding the Kunkka and then missing the dust with the rest of the team coming over. That could have been disastrous if they found a bad fight. Torrent Storm up for Tavin. It's pretty early Ags on the Kunkka as well. 10,000 net worth here, 17 minutes. 17 and a half minutes. Ooh. Heard a borrowed time go off as Chairman Meow farmed the Ancients, and it's gonna be pretty unfortunate timing for him to have lost that borrowed time, as he's gonna get ganked by the full squad. Tavin not gonna be forced to commit the Torrent Storm, or will actually use it. Why not? Throw it all down. Seven, 1, and 5 for Tavin as he manages to outfarm his Luna by collecting kill after kill in this game. Tier 2 tower under threat, and Luna with the Manta style complete, ready to join and start knocking on the door a little bit. And playing from ahead, this is exactly what this USF lineup wants to do, is have Luna come in, provide that blessing aura, just come and start smacking heroes down. No need to be too over aggressive here, just control up the enemy half of the map, and USF put themselves in a pretty commanding position in this game. Can rely on Argent to bring him back, RIT. Very close to that Ags timing, so definitely not out of reach for RIT now, but kind of gonna end up being a one-core game. So Abaddon not gonna find that that farm in time, so it really is just gonna be Ricky trying to do the damage with the Ag Scepter completed.
We definitely need to pick up early BKBs for the Warlock.
Yeah, it's super annoying. I mean, they really just need to find the silence on him or something. They need to find some way to cancel the upheaval.
I think it's kind of hard though, because we're always like starting the fight on somebody else. So like Riska wants to drop the silence early to like save it. Same with Grim. Grim just wants to like drop on the first person he sees.
Yeah, it'll be Ricky's job entirely, I think, to find Warlock. Sure. Yep. No, because I mean, Ricky can't just burst down Luna, and you don't want to be going on Kunkka, so kind of just leaves the supports, or if you find Brew in a really compromising position.
Yeah.
Because Brew, I mean, still going for that Radiance, so doesn't have a defensive item to get out of the Cloud, so if you are able to get the Cloud down on him and, you know, use the Diffusal, start bashing him down during that silence, it could work. But more often than not, he'll want to be targeting the supports. Charge coming forward, but it's onto the Kunkka. This is not how you want to start the fight. Torrent Storm is available. Tidal Wave as well, as he did pick up the Shard. Warlock only going to be dropped over, but just onto N1. Still, they will find that kill, but onto the backside, Ricky actually jumped inside of his Abaddon. They'll trade out 1-for-1 onto Lion, but Argent's starting to fall low already. Looking for Lyric now over to the side. Needs to be careful, though. Can't fight into Dob. Doesn't want to take this man fight, and starting to take some damage. The Eclipse going to be channeled up through, and looking for Argent. The shield popped down onto him. Eventually does get beamed over to the side, and Chairman Meow lifted up into the air. A little bit of a celebratory smile for USF, as they'll eventually find this kill with the X mark. Takes him down. We'll give him that. He didn't just give up. But yeah, he unfortunately doesn't have the goal to play these fights from a position of strength, and really just started off the fight on RIT there with the charge onto Kunkka, and it's not the hero that you want to find. Going uphill into a Kunkka is really, really hard.
Your thoughts on the Atrium on this guy?
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I think our item choices are a bit weird.
Yeah, Midas Shadowblade onto Spirit Breaker is pretty natural, and they can extend this game. He will have gold, but unfortunately USF at that 22-minute mark, just like game 1, gonna head into the Roche pit and put this one onto Luna, and she'll be ready to start taking your base. BKB available for Luna as well, so not going to need to deal with contesting through that Ricky Cloud. Doesn't want to have to deal with the mischance. Instead, just going to be able to hit through it. Shard queued up as well for Luna.
Radiant's middle tower is under
That's going to be the full Radiance for Brew as well. So Hunting, looking for you, Carry. Was dewarding up that triangle, but stuck around a few moments too long, gets dragged back. Inkswill not going to save him. And with that pick off USF, Dob just wants to go straight up. He's ready to go, ready to roll, ready to end this game. He's got homework to do or something.
Should actually be.
But tower down to a sliver, gonna use that free glyph that you do get. But RIT not really in the position, and oh, Ricky's trying to cut the wave, but left a creep behind. So the backdoor gonna be cancelled as the creep escorted to the base. Now gonna force the fight essentially, as Ricky needs to take this one, otherwise Rax will go down. Thornstorm came through, a lot of chaos being thrown out, but it ends up just being Grim go down. Luna falling low, but still has the Aegis to work with him for now. Still surviving, still okay. Does eventually lose her life on the backside. So that's a dieback Grim as well as your offlane and Spirit Breaker. Tavin gets out on just a sliver, and Arjun, Tavin's careful here. He's run right up to Ricky. But they've got the chain perfectly. Arjun with the cloud, pulled back. Can't believe Arjun didn't go for the kill on Takunka, by the way.
Alright, I was about to say, like, that's unlike him.
Dire's bottom barracks are under
Would have been worthwhile too. I mean, he showed on 1 HP.
No, that was pretty.
Dire's bottom
I would have gone for it.
has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Maybe thought there was a save or something, but instead eventually ends up being a 5 kills for none, 5 kills for the Aegis, I guess, including the dieback on Grimstrip. It looks like RIT might have one last fight in them inside of the base, with Grimstrip respawning in 6 seconds. It'll be their best and perhaps only chance to turn this game around. The boat going to be dropped forward, actually off the mark, so not going to find Skywrath Mage, and with no wave, USF going to be forced outside of the base. Arjun wants to jump forward, but the Ghost Scepter comes through, protecting line for the time being. It eats the full Skywrath ult, does go down instantly, buys back, trying to come into this game, trying to end it now. As the rest of the damage coming through, just look at the beams rain down across the Radiant. Takes down Arjun. At the end of the day, it's Tavin that gets that kill. As Dob just able to flex his might with the BKB.
Invisibility.
Hunter, not quite done, but I think they might be done. Dob thinking about going back up onto the high ground as well. Could just wait out the resources, but USF, they're not interested in waiting. They're interested in going.
It's pretty free Rex. I don't think they have anything to stop me right now.
The
I
upheaval.
think the upheaval alone, yeah.
It's going to slow down the charge pretty substantially.
That's actually so sad.
It's such a funny interaction. The bulldoze doesn't help you get through it either, so you just slow.
It seems a lifetime ago I last gave thanks.
Gold for my bounty.
Bounty runes collected. Warlock about to have an Aghanim Scepter.
Dire's top tower
This item for Warlock, by the way, is one of the biggest baits in the game.
What the 2 golems?
The Warlock eggs. Yeah, the golems are you get 2 golems, but they're like worse.
Yeah, no, they're
Honestly,
great.
you could get 2 golems and they could be the full strength, and I think the Ags would be good. But people like to rush this Ags, get it after like 1 item. I know he's got Glimmer Force now, so
Does it do anything else, or is it just the small?
I believe it doesn't say, but it makes the stun a little bit longer because it like does the second golem afterwards.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower
So instead of like stun golem, it's like stun golem, golem, and then it's stopped. But I don't know. Refresher is so much more impactful, and it costs nearly the same. Yeah, boat gonna rain down, and Warlock golem dropped over the top, a couple of kills. Argent was hunting on the backside, looking for the Warlock, but unfortunately, USF were able to just go into the base instead of having to stay around the outside, so couldn't find the positioning.
Yeah, I think ultimately they came out of the mid matchup. Even if the Skywrath made something else, I think the game could have been more of a game.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things there. Also, just, you know, maybe being a little bit more disciplined. Let the other team kind of focus on the fight's bottom and just make sure you're getting your farm, especially if you're on the back foot.
Yeah.
You know, you can give up one kill to find farm across the map instead of making this, like, you know, minutes long fight.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, RIT ended up going across those fights like 8 kills for 3 against, something like that. Like a 4 for 2 and then a 4 for 1.
It was good for the beginning. You first got TPs, but you just kept going back.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things, you get sucked into it. And
Yeah.
you feel like, oh, this is the time we're going to catch them off. And then, unfortunately, off the back of that, you have, you know, no gold. Because Skywrath, I mean, he's not rich by any means. He's got 3,200 at 10. But if you look at, like, you know, 14, he's got 4,000 because he's just been bottom for, you know, 5 minutes straight.
Too long.
So it's a little bit awkward there, but what can you do? But that was our series, a quick 2-0 going USF's way. We've got upcoming series coming after. Hunter asks, are there interviews? We can pop Hunter on. Wafs, you want to talk with Hunter real quick from USF? Let's pull him in here. Let's get him in. I gotta set this up. Let's see. Am I friends with him? That's the real question. Let's add him in. Still exciting series. You got any last words while I set up this this call? Yeah, for sure. What do you think they're going to be taking away from this one? I didn't realize that was going to cut you off. I thought that was just going to add in Hunter. Hello Hunter. You're with me and Wafs here. Wafs is joining on the broadcast. Pretty good. How about you guys? Hopefully good. You just won a quick series. What's your main takeaway? RIT, but close enough. There's a little party down in that bot lane last game. Awesome. Yeah, Wafs, you got any questions lined up? Mm-hmm. Well, so I've got to ask. So you're 2 games into the season. I didn't actually get the opportunity to look at your week 1 matchup, but 2-0 early doors into this season. So how you guys feeling about going forward? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping it goes well for you. I'd love to see some of these top teams get knocked off a little bit. You guys been thinking about those games against the top teams yet at all, or is that just a cross that bridge when you get there kind of question? Okay. I'm a big fan of the Warlock, if I'm honest. I was talking about it a little bit during the draft, but it's a pretty fun hero to play. Yep. No. So was that the hero that made you guys say we want the Warlock as the Spirit Breaker? Because it's a really funny interaction watching the charge through the upheaval. Yes, yep. Right. Fuck me. I apologize. I apparently have you guys muted. I think I did this one time in the regular season. I love that I get to see this 5 minutes on delay that people can't hear.
Perfect. Yeah, it's only 5 minutes into the interview did we
I know exactly why it happened too, is because I put a background audio like track over the me talking part. So then I had to remove the desktop audio part, and then you guys are on desktop audio. Oh, how sad is that?
It happens.
I apologize. So yeah, tell us your thoughts on the game. Listen, it's basically week 1 of the season, right? We're working out the kinks now, so that come later on in the season, it'll be
once we win finals, the interview's gonna be way better, right?
Well, now
it's gonna be everything's
broken
in
going
place.
forward. It's fixed permanently going forward.
There you go.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Oh my goodness. I feel a little bit silly now. I apologize.
Dude, it happens. Don't worry about it, man. I understand. I had I shouldn't talk about this, I guess, but I streamed the games last week. I removed the VOD because I went for a pee break and I didn't mute my mic. I picked up that was not great. But yeah, the series they did. Rochester Institute of Technology did real good early game rotations. They focused on the safe lane, I felt really well both games. They made sure to get him ahead, which is it was annoying to face as an offlaner, but it was a good strategy. I just felt like we might have had good drafts into their drafts both games, and we're able to execute it around our power spikes. Like both games, I think we did pretty good mid game. and we did well enough early to get into that mid-game power spike that we had both games and kind of snowball the game from there, choke them out.
Yeah, no, and I think you guys were very successful doing that. So yeah, just to kind of reiterate, I guess, what we've already been through, but how are you guys feeling going into, the rest of the season?
Really good. We changed out a few members because a few people graduated, and we did well last season. We got third, and both times we faced the top teams last season, we took a game off of them in both series. And then this season, we've been scrimming a little bit, some of the top teams, and from scrims and how we've been playing outside of scrims, I feel like we are even better than last season, which I'm pretty happy about. Hopefully we'll be able to take off Toronto and Georgia Tech, because they were the for sure 1 and 2 place team last season. I don't think anyone can dispute that, and they got both to the grand finals. So if we take some series off of them, I think we have a good chance to getting first or second, hopefully first.
I will note for you guys that this season's playoffs is combined with the West, so round 1 is going to be against one of those West Coast teams.
Oh, that would be cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, so just 2 divisions this game, so you're absolutely right that those teams are the going to be the top in the East, or at least I'm expecting them to. But yeah, so the West Coast team's not going to be just a true grand finals thing anymore. It's going to be, everyone
good.
Into one.
I feel like that's a good way to do it. Get, higher tier of competition with the playoffs, because it's only top 4 teams from each division, right, for playoffs?
That's right, yeah. So it's going to be 8-team playoff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because last season it was also 8 teams, but it was 6 teams, right? Because 2 teams got a bye.
No, last season was 8 teams in the East and 4 teams in the West, and 2 separate brackets that technically didn't combine. We played a combined game at the end, for fun. But
yeah.
What is this league if not for fun, anyway?
Yeah, I mean, I have a good time. It's I like being able to get a little higher competition out of Dota and bond and play with the team. It's a fun time.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm with you there. Last question that I'll ask, and then I'm gonna hop over to this University of Toronto game. As RIP, people are still messaging. They can't hear the interview. It's fixed, guys. I promise. It's just it was so long. No. So last thing is, I'm not sure if you have seen or are aware of kind of what's coming up for the future of NACE, but apparently, all of the open leagues are going to be paid leagues in the future, and by in the future, I mean next season.
Yeah, next season.
I'm gonna try all the interviews that I do. This is gonna be one of the questions I ask, because I'd love to get people's thoughts and players' thoughts around the league with, how that's gonna impact things going forward. If teams are gonna try and stay in, if it's gonna be just one of those things that's gone after next season, or where we're at.
Yeah, it really depends, because I know for USF in particular, our clubs get an allotted fund if we request the budget. But we didn't take into account the charge of the league because it wasn't announced yet. By the time we submitted the budget, we had to do it last semester. If we're able to get enough, we'll have enough funds to get in next semester. And I believe there's a prize pool, so that's even more incentive for us. And maybe if we need a little more funding, we can speak with the school about that. I do know that a few of the teams are not getting funding. A lot of the teams in this division aren't getting funding, so I'm a little worried that there's going to be less competition because enough teams aren't going to be able to scrounge up the money, because it's like quite a bit, right? I think it's 600 a team.
No, it's not quite that much.
Okay.
I think it's 300. It's posted somewhere. I don't have it.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's like $60 a player or something like that. I think it's $300 for Dota.
That's not too bad. Okay. Hopefully teams can.
Right. My take on it when it first came out, and I talked about it like the very first game that I streamed here, is that teams should not be having players just pay for entry.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of gaming clubs generally handle things, is like, we're not typically associated with the universities, even though we could be. And because it takes a lot of things, at least for some schools, to get university funding, like having a faculty representative, being established, writing your club bylaws and having a board, president and directors and all that. And it's a lot of
we have that.
yeah, exactly. So it's a lot of like legislation and minutia that you have to go through that Dota teams aren't always even associated with a broader gaming club. So it's hard to do that. But my take on this is don't have your players pay. Either look into having your school fund it that way, or try and set up some kind of local fundraiser. It can be hard as like a gaming club, but with a low bar, like $200-300, it is possible to fundraise like that for people who want to see their university have more like diverse clubs. So there are ways forward.
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
That was it. No,
I do think a lot of the universities would allow. I know almost all of them would allow you to fundraise on campus, but I'm pretty sure most of them, if you do all the legislation to become an actual club at the university, they definitely allot you a budget. The only thing is, I don't know if they'd be able to get it in time for next semester, right? Because they didn't even tell you at the beginning of this semester, where you could have probably filled in the paperwork in a week. They did it towards the middle. It's the only, well, not towards them, after like the first week.
Yeah, no, it's definitely difficult and can be a thing more for the future than for the immediate present.
Yeah, which I'm hoping this will really help with. I've talked to somebody about this, but I feel like if NA Dota wants to become more competitive and get more tournaments, that starting at the collegiate level is a really good starting off point, because collegiate players can go on to Pro Dota, but they're not too young where that it becomes an issue with like funding or prize pools or whatever. So I really feel like investing in collegiate Dota is really good for the scene overall, because I think NA Dota is kind of struggling right now in the pro scene.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping
that might be a little understatement there.
Yeah. Well, our coach is DNM, who used to be a NA DPC player, so
that's sick.
He'd have more opinions on that. But I really do think that investing at the collegiate level will really help. I'm just worried about next semester, teams not getting the funding quick enough. But hopefully, I thought it was more, so hopefully they can get the funding for the 300 or whatever is required by next semester. I'd like to see a more competitive season and getting it back to form, because I mean, it's always fun. But I think too, even if it does get more competitive and we start seeing a lot of the teams, I think our top 3 teams or top 4 or whatever are going to still be competitive next season no matter what. Like, even if teams start recruiting really high ranked players, I really feel like Toronto, Georgia Tech and us are going to be really strong next semester too. So
yeah, you can think back a couple of years too to when we had like Purdue used to be really good, but maybe we don't bring back Charles. don't need that drama again. But yeah, we did have some pretty good teams. I have pulled up over to the side the post, and it is $200 for Open Plus.
Oh, that's fine then.
Per team.
I thought it was more.
$200 per team per season. So we'd end up, fall and spring season is $400 a year per team.
Yeah.
And the jury's still out on the Dota prize pool or not. I'm hoping the answer is yes, and it sounds like some of the league staff is hoping the answer is yes. The way they've written it is that only Open Premier Leagues would have prize pool, but Dota's not going to have an Open Premier League, only the Plus. So for other Open Plus leagues, there's not going to be a prize pool, but Dota may or may not be an exception case. So we're going to be pushing for it behind the scenes, but whether or not it comes through, I hope so.
Yeah. Entry with no prize pool seems kind of weird though.
Yeah, that would be surprising if we, like, I'd understand with other, like, Valorant or whatever, Open Plus not, but still requiring, because the top teams can still get a prize pool. Right. But, like, we don't have a higher than Open Plus currently, so I think that would kill the scene.
Yeah.
But
I'm hopeful. I think we're going to be pushing for it. At the end of the day, I mean, it does make a pretty big difference, but like I was saying, I'm hoping that players aren't paying for this out of pocket. So I'm hoping that, I'm expecting the league to shrink a little bit, if I'm honest, but I'm hoping that no one's actually paying. So I'm hoping we still have some of the teams that, not that they're not, exactly the top team, but if people, you know, are approaching the league, like I have to pay to come and lose to like immortal stacks, then I'm not going to play. I'm hoping
Yeah,
that's kind of
exactly.
removed by just forcing teams to like formalize their position with the university, become a club, and get, you know, $400 a year in funding is very reasonable. So
Yeah, that's not bad.
yeah,
I think most teams could definitely do that. I would think that teams would have started already, but if they haven't, I would start now with trying to fundraise and get it in your university's, whatever the student body government is, that they can try and get some funding. The
Yeah, for
sooner
sure.
they start, the better. We already have our funding, so we'll be in next season. But
all right, well, I'm glad to hear it. All right, listen, Hunter, thanks for hopping on. If there's any, you know, last 30-second thoughts that you want to share, now's your time.
I want to thank both of you guys for casting. It's always a pleasure, even when there isn't as much viewership as it used to be. Like I'm hoping that not only the next season with the prize pool, well, the tentative prize pool, but also your consistent casting is really gonna help us, I believe, bring the NA collegiate scene back, hopefully. And I want to also thank all the viewers. I know we have some people from USF that cheered us on, and some from RIT that we're cheering them on. So thanks for all the viewers and all that. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks, Hunter. And we definitely could hear you the entire time. There's not 7 or 8 minutes of the interview that's cut off. Just gonna delete
you
that
can
from the
re-release
pod.
that.
I'm
Re-release
just
it as
gonna-
like cut content.
Yeah, that's right. I'm just gonna go ahead and erase that from the VOD. It doesn't exist, you know. It's just cut to like the beginning of the interview, quote unquote.
Jump cut. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. But yeah, thanks for hopping on. Thanks for doing this interview.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
And yeah, Woffs, if you've got anything, I don't know if you want to stay on for
Thank you
the
yeah,
next
that was
game.
nice. No, I'm good. I gotta do homework, but thank you for having me on.
All right, yeah, thanks for joining on. And listen, anytime you want to come on to the broadcast, could always use an analyst. I think people would agree it's a lot more fun to listen
Yeah,
to.
weird.
Don't have to listen to me just rant all game.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, and good luck to RIT going forward.
Yep.
All right, so that is going to do it for now. We are going to be back in just a couple of minutes with University of Toronto bench warmers, specifically versus IE Dawnbreaker. This is going to be the not first West Coast matchup, but the second West Coast matchup, I believe, that I'll be covering this season. So looks like people are piling into the lobby, but I'm going to throw it to a quick break while I set up for game 1 of our second series. So stick around, make sure you check this one out. Big shout out to our very long interview, giving us plenty of time to fill between games, and apologies, the setup was not exactly what we wanted, but we'll get there. We're working through it. It's week 2, guys. Calm down. We're okay. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching the first series. If you're gonna hop off, have a good night. If you're gonna stick around for the next series, big appreciate you. We'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
Should've known better than to trust in love. It's like this whole world keeps on messing it up. Yeah. I thought that I could do better if I just believed. Yeah. I'm thinking back to when you were in the sweater that you got from me. Oh, now it's so complicated. Why is this suffocating me? I felt elevated when you used to lay with me. this whole world keeps on messing it up.